Today we take a look at 5-star commit Shaedon Sharpe. This is KSR of On3 Sports, the best of college sports and recruiting. A lot of the top recruits get discovered at an early age, whether it be in middle school or even elementary at some of these showcases. Shaedon Sharpe kind of came out of nowhere, and his first time on a big stage was during the summer of 2019 in the FIBA U16 tournament when he played for Team Canada, and they placed second. He had a good showing, averaging around 13 points and almost 4 rebounds. He was now on the radar, but after a strong EYBL session in 2021, he really took off. He put up almost 23 points per game, and it was how he was getting buckets that was most impressive to scouts and evaluators. He's about 6'5" and listed around 180, but I don't see that. I will not be surprised if his next official weigh-in is around 195, 200 pounds of good weight. He has the prototype of an athletic, off-ball guard, keeps it simple and can stretch the floor. His player comparison today is going to be a slightly bigger version of former Florida guard and current NBA player Bradley Beal. Has a good handle, not great, the tools to be an elite shooter, good balance and athleticism, and can fill it up in stretches. Sharpe held offers from schools like Illinois, Kansas, Arizona, Alabama, even a 7-figure contract with the G League Ignite. But on September 7th, he was sold on the growth potential under Coach Calipari, and he committed to Kentucky. One of the more impressive athletes you'll see at the guard spot coming out of high school. Bouncy, quick twitch getting off the ground. He's both a 1-foot and 2-foot jumper, depending on the situation, and has elite explosiveness both ways. Sharpe can be physical, finishing through contact in the air, finishing over or through defenders. Remember, he's about 6'5" and in my opinion 195-ish, but also has long arms. Sporting a 7-foot wingspan, on the index that's a +7, with the 45-inch vertical to go along with that. If we're comparing these numbers against the 2021 NBA Draft Combine, he would have had the second longest wingspan for guards and tied for the 8th best index score of a +7. For context, NBA teams categorize an index of at least +6 as elite. His 45-inch vertical would also be second at the 2021 NBA Draft Combine. These are things you cannot teach. Players with this type of explosiveness with top-tier measurables don't come along very often. He has a sweet shooting stroke, pretty consistent with his form and release in different situations, spot-up threes, off-the-dribble pull-ups, and loves the sidestep going either way. And it's pretty consistent up top. When he's going left, he does cave in his knees a little. Not much of a big deal because he's still able to explode 1-2 step off the bounce. Even from three-point, you see the gather right into a shot. And this is deep, but you see the little in-between hezzy? People call this floating or rolling the basketball. What this does is give Shaedon options. Because the ball is still floating or rolling in his hand, if this defender steps up, he still has the option to legally dribble the ball by going to his right. But what this did was make the defender drop back on his heels. From here, it's game over. It's a quick load and into his shot. The guy looks like he's contesting and bothering this jump shot, but Sharpe doesn't really see him. This is a non-threatening contest. Dangerous shooter, and he has a form that translates against all levels of competition. I love to see him get into more off-ball screening actions where he's shooting off of a pin down or flare actions. After going through several evaluations, one thing I consistently see about Sharpe is that he doesn't have a tight handle. And that's okay. With what he wants to do and how he wants to attack, he doesn't really need a handle like that quite yet. He's pretty fluid with his movements, doesn't try to dance too much or try to hit defenses with a bunch of combos. He's not going to get fancy. He uses his size and his strides well when getting physical and getting by defenders. Usually, when a player attacks multiple defenders and gets into a tight crowd, it's easy to get the basketball deflected or stolen. Sharpe really likes to cradle the ball like a fullback. This prevents and discourages defenders to reach in and try to poke the ball away. A lot of times, this results in a foul, and since he still has possession, he can finish the bucket for an and one. He's a pretty good passer. He can pass it with either hand, going either way. And this sounds a bit weird, but I think he passes and defers way too much when he's usually the best player and finisher on the team. He's a bit passive and isn't always in attack mode. He really goes above and beyond trying to get his teammates touches and involved on the perimeter and on drives. He's aware of where guys are, and he does show really good vision, but he does overpass a bit. Now, there's been talk that he could play this year during the 2021-22 season. It honestly comes down to how his good and bad habits translate. His athleticism, size, and shooting ability translate very well right away, and I don't think you'll find him overwhelmed in those areas. He has shown to leak out for dunks and runouts when his team needed him to help rebound. When he gets to the SEC at 6'5", 45-inch vertical, 7-foot wingspan, he's going to need to help clean up the rebounds, and that's whether Oscar is in the game or not. Defensively, with his measurables and athleticism, he needs to be better. Whether it's one-on-one or in help side positioning, I've seen him have some issues guarding the ball straight up, and I've seen him allow face cuts and allow points in the paint. And these are by high school kids. It's a totally different monster when he gets to college, playing high major competition. Positional rebounding, on-ball and off-ball defense are going to have to get addressed as soon as he gets to Lexington. I think Kentucky can use him right now to free up other guards and provide a legit big scorer. He just has a couple of little things to clean up. Overall, he's a top prospect due to his measurables, his ceiling, and his jump shot. He'll get to Kentucky after Christmas. He'll have the option to play right away or just practice and get better and then wait for the following season. There might be a place for him in Kentucky's rotation, but it comes down to the coaches, how Shaedon feels, and how comfortable he is to jump into the fire of SEC play.